Disgraced and dishonest, indicted Republican Congressman George Santos has now compared himself to Rosa Parks in a completely mentally ill interview. We're going to look at a clip of this. This guy is challenging Trump for egocentric narcissism. He really is. He's really close to Trump in that sense. Let's listen to what George Santos had to say.
They come for me, I go right back for them, because I think for far too long they've gotten away with getting along to get along. So no, it's not going to stay that way anymore. I'm going to call them out. You want to call me a liar? I'll call you a sellout. I mean, Mitt Romney, the man goes to the State of the Union of the United States wearing a Ukraine lapel pin, tells me, a Latino gay man, that I shouldn't sit in the front, that I should be in the back. Well, guess what? Rosa Parks didn't sit in the back, and neither am I going to sit in the back.
Wow. Well, Rosa Parks was, I know this is crazy. Rosa Parks was trending on Twitter after this. Think of the contrast between George Santos and Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white passenger on a bus in 1955 under legal segregation that deprioritized and discriminated against black folks in the United States. George Santos lied about his job and claimed to have jobs he didn't have. Wow, what a contrast. Rosa Parks was arrested for violating unfair segregation laws as a form of peaceful protest, which you can argue was part of the catalyst that led to the civil rights movement. George Santos lied about being good at volleyball in college. Okay, that's the contrast between these two. Rosa Parks inspired millions to join the struggle for racial equality and justice. George Santos has been charged with 13 criminal counts of fraud and money laundering. This is a form of egocentrical narcissism that really is unique in humans. And Trump seems to have caught a bit of it, and George Santos seems to have caught a bit of it. And it really reminds me of the fact that this guy has no business being a member of the House. And I worry, and many of you have written to me about this and said, David, what happened with Santos? It's like he lied about everything. He's under criminal indictment, and yet it seems like he's just going to be able to serve out his entire term. This is absolutely crazy. Has the media forgotten about him? As I told you just a month or so into George Santos's tenure, unless you have new lies constantly to keep his name in the news, it is going to go away. And then the question is, do the voters in his district forget? And maybe he ends up getting himself reelected. He filed for reelection for 2024. Or is this guy going to get kicked out after just one term? My belief right now, even though George Santos's name is not in the news to the degree that it used to be, is that he's going to get kicked out, that he's going to lose reelection. But we have to ensure that there's a viable candidate to run against him. It can't just be like joke candidacies in George Santos, because that's how he will end up getting reelected. But I recently saw his approval rating within his district. I don't remember what it was. It's very low. I don't want to necessarily say single digits, but it might be in the teens. Very low. I don't see a path to his reelection unless no one really runs and it's all just kooky nobodies that aren't running real campaigns, and Santos, and he just sort of ends up getting reelected because no one pays attention. Let's make sure that that doesn't actually happen. Leave a comment. If you had to guess right now, does George Santos get the boot, or does George Santos get reelected in November of 2024? Rosa Parks, give me a break. So summertime is in full swing. It's hot. It's humid. When you get sweaty, many of us know all too well what it means when you wear traditional underwear. It's the sticking, rubbing, and chafing. It is not pleasant. That's why our sponsor, Sheath Underwear, has been a game changer for so many people. Sheath Underwear is ergonomically designed with a pouch in the front. Keep everything comfortable and separate. When you wear the sheath underwear, everything stays dry and cool. Instead of sticking together, you feel the air flowing. It's great. It's really something you have to try to understand. This has been my go-to underwear for years, all year round, but especially when it's hot outside. The humidity is bonkers. They have plenty of different colors and styles, something for everybody. End the sticking and the readjusting. Experience underwear comfort like you have never felt before. Try Sheath. Go to sheathunderwear.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman for 20% off. The link is down below.